Hey there. Ready for a deep dive into something that's going to impact, like, all of us? We're going to be looking ahead to 2030 and exploring how AI is going to, totally reshape the job market. It's pretty wild to think about. Almost 40% of the skills you're using right now will need a total upgrade to keep up. That's a pretty big shift, right? But here's the thing. While it's true that some jobs are going to be displaced, we're talking about like 92 million. A crazy 170 million new jobs are predicted to pop up. That means a net increase of 78 million opportunities. So, the robots aren't exactly taking over, but they're definitely shaking things up a bit. And you might be wondering, where are all these new jobs going to come from? Well, one area that's going to see major growth is obviously technology, right? We're talking about specialists who can build and manage AI systems, data analysts who can make sense of the mountains of information we're creating, and cybersecurity experts who can keep our digital world safe. But hold on. It's not all just coding and algorithms. The real magic happens when we blend those tech skills with what makes us human. Think creativity, resilience, the ability to think on your feet and collaborate with others. Those are the skills that'll set you apart in a world where AI is handling the more routine tasks. And get this, while we usually think about AI with high-tech industries, some of the biggest growth is predicted in fields like care and education. We're talking teachers, nurses, even farm workers and delivery drivers. It seems like that demand for human connection and support will remain strong, even as technology advances. But here's the catch. All this change is going to create a massive skills gap. Get this. About 63% of employers are already struggling to find people with the right skills today. Now, fast forward to 2030, and you can see why continuous learning is going to be your secret weapon. It's going to be essential. So we talked about this massive skills gap that's coming, but what does that actually mean for you? How can you prepare for this future where your job might look totally different? Well, the first step is pretty simple. Just embrace a growth mindset. That means being excited about learning new things, even if they're outside your comfort zone. Because in the world of 2030, the most valuable skill is going to be the ability to learn and adapt quickly. So think about your own strengths and what gets you fired up. Do you love diving into data? Maybe AI development or cybersecurity is your thing. Are you a natural communicator who loves solving problems? Perhaps roles focused on collaboration or leadership are a better fit. The key is to find a path that aligns with both your interests and the skills that'll be in high demand. But you might be thinking, okay, where do I even start? And that's a great question. Luckily, we live in a time where learning opportunities are everywhere. Online platforms like Coursera or edX offer amazing courses on everything from coding to AI to business strategy. And a lot of these resources are completely free or super affordable. And don't underestimate the power of your network either. Attend industry events, connect with people in fields you're curious about, and just soak up their knowledge. You never know what doors might open just by having a conversation. And hey, don't be afraid to experiment, take on a side project, do some freelance work, or even think about switching careers entirely if it feels right. The more you explore, the better equipped you'll be to navigate this evolving job market. But here's the thing. It's not just on individuals to adapt. Businesses and governments also have a huge role to play in making this transition smoother. Companies are already realizing that they need to upskill their workforce to stay competitive. But it's not enough to just offer a few training programs. They need to create a culture where continuous learning is encouraged and celebrated. Imagine a workplace where you have access to mentors, flexible schedules to accommodate learning, even internal talent marketplaces where you can try out different roles within the company. That's the kind of environment that's going to thrive in 2030. And governments need to step up too, investing in education and training programs, providing incentives for companies to upskill their employees, and creating safety nets for workers who are displaced by automation. The key is to create a system where everyone has the opportunity to succeed no matter what the future holds. And that brings us to a really important point. This isn't just about numbers and statistics, it's about people. It's about recognizing that there are real anxieties around job displacement. It's about addressing the potential for increased inequality if we're not careful. But it's also about acknowledging the incredible potential for positive change. AI isn't just about replacing humans. It's about empowering us to do more, to be more. It's about freeing us from repetitive tasks so we can focus on what truly makes us human, the creativity, the problem solving, the ingenuity. So while there are definitely challenges ahead, the future of work also holds immense possibility. And it's up to all of us to embrace that possibility, to address the challenges head on, and to create a future where humans and technology can work together to build a more prosperous and equitable world. Now, I know we've covered a lot today, but before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. The future of work isn't something to be feared. It's something we can shape, and you. You're not just a passenger along for the ride. You're the one in the driver's seat. The choices you make today, the skills you decide to develop, the mindset you adopt, even the way you think about your career. All those choices, they'll determine your success in the job market of 2030. So what's your next move going to be? Will you be the one who's constantly learning and evolving and adapting to the new demands of the workplace? Or will you be the one who gets left behind, clinging to outdated skills and just hoping for the best? The future belongs to those who are bold enough to embrace change, those who are curious enough to explore new possibilities, and those who are determined enough to build a career that is both fulfilling and impactful. That's the power you have, the power to shape your own future. And that's what makes this whole conversation so exciting. So go out there, embrace the unknown, and become the architect of your own success. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shaping the future of work.